Good morning, everybody. It's nice to see you. You're going to start off the services, right? Linda? Is that your name?
Good morning, everyone. Yes, I am Linda. I'm Linda Hardy. I am part of the Board of Trustees, and I will be opening the service this morning. Thank you so much for that wonderful music. It's nice to see Martha, and thank you, John. Nice to see everyone here that's here in person, and we have a couple visitors that I was talking to earlier, so it's always nice to see new faces. And for those of you at home, and later maybe I'll ask Susan to see if she can tell me who we might have online. I want to welcome everyone here to Unity of Michiana Spiritual Center, and we're glad everyone is here. Our mission here, and I should probably mention that Reverend Sandy is off up in Michigan. She is doing a service for a fellow pastor who has passed away in the Unity family. So she is doing that, and the Board of Trustees are filling in today. Our mission here at Unity of Michiana is to connect as spiritual community focused on universal truths to transform lives. And we honor inclusivity, compassion, individuality, authenticity, and curiosity. We practice gratitude, connection, meditation, affirmative prayer, self-compassion, and serving others. I'm going to light the Christ candle, and then I'll lead us in an opening prayer. I'm going to begin with a quote from Myrtle Fillmore, one of the founders of Unity. If we love the truth, we are not afraid. We are bold to put out into the sea of faith. No matter my situation, I anchor myself in faith, letting fear fall away. The Christ presence within is my peace, my strength, and my help in every need. Lovely Spirit, we pray that our hearts will be open to hear the words, the message today. And I know the subject is dealing with creativity. May our minds be open, imagination be open to the creativity within all of us. Amen. And now we do have children here today. They're going to have a fun time outside, and I think I have one of them bringing the prayer box up, Patty. If the children want to come up here, we'll do a little blessing. Oh, okay. Are they coming up too? Are you guys coming up? Come on, get up over here. Come on. Don't you want to get blessed? We can bless you from there. Just as we rub our hands together to get the spiritual energy flowing. You can probably feel that as your hands warm up, and I can always feel it a little bit. So go ahead and we'll just bless the children. We'll say, we see the Christ light shining within you. We see the Christ light shining within you. Blessings to you and have a fun day. Blessings to you and have a fun day. Okay, go and have fun. All right. Let's see what's next here. Okay. Okay, I think it's your turn, isn't it? Yes, it is. Okay, I'm turning it back over to John and Martha. Thank you.
songs are really, really beautiful for me, like as far as spiritual thing, what the words say. They help. Having the cello as well, it just connects me to the music. Second one in particular, I was like really moved by it just in rehearsal. So anyway, I want you to sing along and think about the lyrics, and hopefully they resonate for you as much as they do for me. Okay, 1, 2, 3. If love is why I'm here, let me be an open channel. If love is why I'm here, let me give and then receive. If love is why we're here, let us be an open channel. If love is why we're here, let us give and then receive. If love is why you're here, let me be an open channel. If love is why you're here, may you give and then if love is why I'm here, may we be an open channel. If love is why I'm here, let me give and then receive.
was lovely. Daily word. That's what I'm going to do next. Unity has a little booklet that comes out, and I know I refer to it every single morning. That's what I open my meditations with at home, and it's Daily Word. And so I'm going to read today's Daily Word. For Sunday, August 10th, 2025, the word is resilient. And the affirmation that goes along with that is courageous and strong. I am resilient. Everyone who gets knocked down from time to time has the choice whether to give up or get up. Getting up and gathering the strength and desire to try again is resilience. Spiritual living helps me build it. Claiming divine ideas in prayer, engaging the power of my imagination to envision my success, and using my wisdom and will to discern the best way forward and choose it all help me be resilient in the face of defeat or discouragement. Through the power of the Christ within, I am willing to keep trying until I succeed. I understand setbacks happen to everyone. I do not let them deter me or take a failed effort personally. I am strong and capable of doing what I set my mind to. I am resilient. And from 1 Corinthians 16:13, keep alert, stand firm in your faith, be courageous, be strong. Today's word is resilient, and the affirmation is courageous and strong. I am resilient. We're going to center ourselves now for a time of meditation. And so you might want to remove anything from your laps. Make sure your feet are kind of planted in the ground where you want them. Just relax your knees, your thighs, your whole torso, your shoulders. You can close your eyes if you choose to. If not, just be relaxed in your face. Charles Fillmore wrote, "The central proposition in the inspiration of spirit is that God, or primal cause, is good." I'm going to tone the crystal bowl that is set at our heart chakra. And so breathing into that place within you, the heart in front at your chest, that upper back behind you, and just relax that area being open. Peace begins with my breath. Each inhale reminds me I am held. Each exhale releases what I no longer need. In this sacred rhythm, I discover the stillness beneath the noise. In this moment, peace is moving through me. When worry tries to take the lead, I return to the breath, and I let peace be louder than all the noise. And so we take some time now into the silence as we let that peace permeate through us. In all circumstances, I heal, knowing I am whole. No condition defines me. No diagnosis limits me. Beneath all appearances, I am made of divine life itself. Vital, radiant, unbreakable, unshakable. I bless every part of me that feels tender or tired. At this moment, I remember that healing isn't a destination. It's a revelation of what's always been true. I am already whole. I just came here to live like it. Oh, thinking of those words in the silence within. Love is my way forward. I walk in the harmony of divine love, not to escape the hard parts, but to transform them. This love knows how to mend, to hold, to uplift. It speaks when words fail. It softens what's been rigid. It frees what's been stuck. With a heart wide open, I send love ahead of me into every conversation, every relationship, every moment. Let love do what only love can do. Taking another moment in the silence to ponder those words. I give with joy. I receive with ease. Abundance is not earned, it flows. It moves through me as generosity and fulfillment, a dance of giving and receiving rooted in trust. God is the limitless source within me, fueling every gift I offer and every blessing I welcome. What I circulate returns in divine timing, proving again and again that I live in the flow of more than enough. And so in this light, go into the silence one last time, pondering, I give with joy, I receive with ease. Bringing awareness now to those prayers that are in our prayer box. And as I hold it, bless it. Thinking of those that are perhaps situations in your own life where you need to send out blessings. Maybe thankfulness for blessings that have already been received. So saying aloud those names as they come to you, knowing that they go out into the ethers, into the air, blessing those names, making whole the relationships. On your own now, hearing those names, saying those names. Remington Anderson, Cameron Enders, Sudbury Sanders, Reverend Sandy, all those in the prayer box, Unity, Michiana, Unity Worldwide Ministries. Vicki Thompson. Bo Reed. And so now we end this time of prayer, of meditation, with thankfulness. Amen.
Lead me to the light. Lead me to the light. Help me to make it through. Lead me into the light. Lead me to the light. Lead me to the light. Help me to make it through. Lead me into the light.
I just want to say thank you to Martha for allowing me to accompany her. This is not the strongest part of my playing, but it's very good for me. So.
Deserves applause. Wow, that was beautiful. We started something new, and so I'm throwing that in now. I think I was a little out of order. But we are doing this weekly mindfulness quote. And today's quote is from John Kabat-Zinn, who was Professor Emeritus and creator of the Center for Mindfulness in Medicine. I will say it first, it's up there, and then we'll all repeat it together. And that'll just kind of set the mood for our talk today. The quote is, "You can't stop the waves, but you can learn to surf." Together, you can't stop the waves, but you can learn to surf. All right, and now I am going to introduce our speaker today, which is one of our trustees, Colleen Verhamme is going to give the talk today, and I'll let her say what the title is because I don't have that all in my head, but Colleen, you're up.
All right, hi everybody. I'm going to do a quick sound check. Kevin, can you give me a thumbs up? Okay. I'm Colleen Verhamme. For those who don't know me, I'm the secretary on the board here at Unity. My talk title today is, Susan, I don't know if you have it. I don't remember it verbatim, but it's something like navigating the vulnerability that comes with creativity. So I volunteered to give this talk about a month ago. We were sitting in our board meeting, and we knew Reverend Sandy was going to be away this weekend, and we needed somebody to fill in and give a talk. So I raised my hand, and I had no idea what the heck I was going to talk about, and I was like, it's a month away, you know, I've got time. So I trusted that inspiration would come. And then 3 weeks went by, and I still had no idea what I was going to talk about. And so on Monday, I went to a coffee shop, and I went in with the intention I was going to get inspired. So I brought my laptop, I got myself an iced coffee, and I nestled into a nice little spot by a window. I opened up my computer and a blank page, and I was like, okay, I'm ready to begin. Just got really quiet, and I tuned into that deep place inside myself, and I was like, I'm ready to let these words flow. And about 20 minutes in, I wrote a few sentences down, and then I deleted them all. And then 30 minutes in, I wrote a few more sentences, and then I deleted them all. 45 minutes in, I'm staring at a blank page, and I'm really frustrated. I'm like, what the heck? I have no idea what to talk about. Why have I not gotten anything onto paper yet? And so I wanted to just get up and leave and say, forget this whole talk, we'll do a video. But instead, I just took a deep breath, and I just got quiet for a minute, and I got curious. And I was like, why is this so darn hard? I thought about, I'm call myself a compulsive journaler. I love to just journal. I write usually a couple pages every day, so I normally don't feel like so disconnected from that source of inspiration. And so I was trying to figure out, why does it feel so different right now? And I realized that when I'm journaling, it's very private, right? And to write a talk, I was going to have to share it with you all, and it felt like I needed to do something meaningful and inspirational, and, you know, that's something that people would love. And that introduced all these sort of pressures and expectations, and it just totally made it all feel heavy and hard to get to that more fun and creative place I'm in when I'm journaling. So this, again, made me curious about what's blocking me in this, different scenario where I have to share in a more public forum. And I started to replay the last 45 minutes and those impulses that made me hit the delete over and over. And as I kind of slowed that down and thought about it, I started to hear these thoughts that were behind that of, criticisms, things like, ugh, that topic isn't interesting. No one's going to care about that. Another thought, like, make sure you do a lot of research because you don't know anything, so you need to go find someone that knows things and share it with the group. Or, the final thought of like, you're 45 minutes in and you got nothing. You really stink at this. So actually, I wrote those down. And I was super embarrassed when I saw them because as I looked at them on the page, I was like, that's kind of mean. And I wouldn't tolerate a friend or somebody else talking to me that way. And here I am talking to myself that way. And it felt really embarrassing. And I was like, oh, what's wrong with me? This is weird that this is going on in my head. And honestly, it's really embarrassing to even tell you all this right now. But I think it is a learning experience for me to really kind of see and wrestle with my humanity as I'm trying to do something creative. And I also just really noticed that these negative thoughts, like, they did have a lot of power. I could actually feel the tension in my body, and, obviously they were pushing my delete button over and over again. So, they're not just thoughts. They're something that's really have some sway over me. And so I thought about it a little bit more, and I was like, yeah, I recognize these voices and these thoughts. They tend to come up when I'm trying something creative or something new. I've noticed them coming up. I've been trying to start a blog, and every time I want to sit down to write there, I hear the same thing. I've been learning how to watercolor. Whenever I'm trying to watercolor, I hear something similar. So I'm starting to see, this similar pattern in different areas. And it made me think about last week when I went to a watercolor workshop, and it was a beginner-friendly workshop. It's the first time I've ever done anything like that, and I think a lot of other people were in the same boat. And we all went in, and there's a lovely instructor who's so passionate about watercolor. She does it professionally. She took us through some exercises showing us how to use the medium and control the amount of water and mix our colors, and we did these little exercises to practice. And then she demonstrated how to paint a seascape, which was kind of the big thing we were going to take away from the workshop. And we watched her do it, and we're all amazed at how beautiful it comes out in like 10 minutes. And then she turns it over to us, and she says, okay, now it's your turn, create your own version. And we're all like, oh boy, here we go. So we all start painting. I'm sitting around this circular table with about 8 other watercolor enthusiasts who are pretty new, like me. And as we're painting, I start to hear these little comments from the other people there, like, oh my gosh, my painting is so bad, and oh man, I thought I was going to be so much better at this. This really stinks. And I was like, those voices aren't just in my head. I'm hearing them now from other people. And it really made me realize, number one, I'm not as weird as I thought I was. And number two, maybe this is something that's really common or even universal when we're trying to do something creative and something new. So I'm learning a lot in the coffee shop here. I'm learning that what is starting to block my creativity, that maybe it's just not just me, that this is just like a human thing that happens. And then I just really wanted to understand, like, why? Why is it so hard? Why does our creativity get blocked like this? Where do these, ideas come from? And that's a really big question that I have absolutely no idea what the answer is, or if there's a universal answer out there. But I just decided to really explore it in myself and do some digging deep, like, what is it in me that's really trying to block myself from writing the talk? And as I reflected on it, I think what I really found is, for me, it's protection. Like, I wanted to protect myself from the possibility of being criticized or somebody feeling like, oh, that talk really sucked. And, that's painful to hear. And so, yeah, as I really sat with that, I think I realized that creativity brings so many great things, right? It invites, especially when we express it, it invites this possibility of connection. But it also invites this risk that, we could be criticized for what we create. And I do think that as humans, we have a very ancient and very deep need to belong, right? Like, we're social creatures. I know I feel that very deeply in myself. So I do worry, if what I share or put out there isn't accepted, then, that's a risk. And I think these kind of inner critical voices are really trying to protect me and say, oh, it's better just not to try or share anything than to risk that discomfort. So that was kind of a light bulb moment for me of like, okay, expressing creativity is not all sunshine and roses. Like, this is tough territory, and it does require vulnerability. So kind of understanding some of that why and what that tension was in me helped me get a little bit of space from it. And I could feel myself relaxing a little bit, and I started to realize, like, wow, I've got some material here to start to talk about. So to tie this in with unity, unity has 5 core principles. I'm going to just kind of summarize the last 3, which I think were very relevant to this journey for me. The 3rd principle talks about that we have the ability to co-create with the universe, with that divine spark within us. The 4th principle talks about the power of prayer and aligning our heart and our mind with that inner divine spark. And we can use affirmations and denials as tools to do that. So I'll talk about that in a minute. And the 5th principle is that we embody what we learn and who we are, and we bring it into the world. So I felt like I was really wrestling with that 5th principle of like, ooh, bringing this into the world is not easy. And I was really struggling to do that. So I was able to kind of use that framework of denials and affirmations to help me get a little bit of space on what was happening within me. So when we talk about denials in unity, we're not talking about like pretending something isn't there. We're actually talking about like looking at those negative thoughts or beliefs that are in us. And I think that we look at them with curiosity and maybe even compassion when we can manage it. And we just acknowledge that maybe not all those negative thoughts and ideas that swirl inside us are fully true. And I was able to, as I wrote these ideas down and explored them, take a little bit of the power out of them and realize from that deeper place in me, like, maybe it's not true that I have nothing to share, and that everything I'm going to write is going to really stink, right? Like, maybe there is more to me than what these ideas are telling me. And so that helped me shift into affirmation of like, what do I really think is true? And how do I affirm that? And I do really think that all of us have this deeper creative place inside us. I think there's value to sharing that in public with each other. I think that expressing ourselves really does open up this opportunity for connection and inspiration. So I was able to anchor in there and shift myself from that, like, I can't get anything on the page, to now I don't know how many minutes in, but there's a talk that emerged out of it. So it was a really cool experience for me to, in the process of writing this talk, actually take our principles and try to embody them and wrestle with them. I think sometimes when we hear them, at least for me, it sounds easy. It sounds like sunshine and roses, like let's just pray and use denials and affirmations and everything's going to be great. I don't think that's always true, right? It's really, there's a lot we have to wrestle with to embody that divine spark, that deeper creativity inside of us. So, I guess to wrap this all up, thanks for bearing with me. I know this was kind of a meta talk about writing a talk, so it wasn't what I was expecting to bring, but here we are. And I think the takeaway is that expressing ourselves can be very scary, but it is also, I think, very sacred. And sharing our creativity may bring some judgment, but it also brings a lot of joy and connection and growth as well. I know one of the things that initially drew me to Unity is that we make a lot of space for creativity here. When I first started coming, I would hear the original songs from John and now from Skip. And I just loved that. I came from a church that was very like by the hymnal. And I like that music too, but I thought it was so cool that Unity allows that like more free expression that we might have in our own lives in a personal way into our services. And that really touched me, and I think it's one of the things that drew me in. So anyway, I don't know if this talk will land for anybody else, but I do know that in the process of writing it, I experienced a change and a shift. And I think at the end of the day, that's a lot of what our creativity is about. It's not necessarily about the impact that we have on anybody else. We hope for that, right? But I think in the process of creating what we're called to, it actually changes us. And we get closer to that inner peace and inner joy that makes us feel alive and more like ourselves. So I guess my takeaway for anyone else who may be struggling with some of these same things is that if you're finding yourself blocked or you're doubting your own creative voice, try just getting curious about what that block is for you. And gently remind yourself that vulnerability isn't necessarily a sign that you're doing it wrong. Sometimes it's a sign that you're actually on the right track. Thank you.
I wanted to say something. I raised my hand, but I think that everything that she just expressed is the very thing that we all think that nobody else feels. And I think the opposite is true. Because people generally agree with that. Yes. So.
Okay, I'm back. Tim is not here, so I'm going to come.
Oh, you have it?
Yes, yes.
I just didn't want to share you.
Okay, sorry, we're ad-libbing a little bit here. All right, now it is time for our offering. As a reminder, you can give by going to our website and clicking the yellow donate button. There's also a basket in the back for anyone who is here today. And then there's also a QR code that's posted on the door back here and also by fellowship. So if you want to use that, you're welcome to. And please join me in our offertory affirmation. So all together, I have faith in God as my infinite source. I gratefully receive and freely share all of God's wondrous, abundant prosperity. we just tap into that place of gratitude for all the generosity that has brought us here today, that keeps this spiritual center running. And we say thank you. All right, now we'll give some updates on happenings and events. Reverend Sandy is currently basing her talks on questions that come from all of you. It's a series that's called You Asked For It. You can participate by submitting any question you have about Unity teachings. There are forms in the back, or you can check the e-news and submit your question online. I encourage you to do that. Ask her hard questions. She doesn't like it, but it is, I think some of her best talks come from really tough questions. Somebody, I think it might have been Sue last year, submitted what happens when we die, and that was a fun one for Reverend Sandy to explore. So yeah, have some fun with it. The midweek Spiritual Boost Zoom group is on break for August. Keep an eye out for when we resume. We'll have line dancing again at Unity on August 24th and also October 26th. These are the fourth Sundays of the month, and line dancing goes from noon to 1 p.m. This is very beginner friendly, so everyone is welcome to come and try out your dancing legs. I have absolutely loved the couple of sessions that we've done. Linda is a fantastic teacher, and it's just so fun to move together and listen to the music and stumble around and make mistakes, and yeah, it's a good time. Next Sunday, August 17th, we will have a new kind of meditation. Lisa Rodas will present a singing bowl meditation during our usual Sunday service meditation. We're very excited for this new experience. And then mark your calendars for Sunday, September 14th, which is our annual church family picnic. More details will be coming. And our kids are enjoying their first youth water day today, and they will have another water day next Sunday, August 17th. It's really hot, so I'm sure that they are loving that right now. Parents, make sure that your kids bring swimsuits, sunscreen, and towels so that everybody's ready to have fun out there. All right. Now we'll close with our peace song. Oh yeah, please stand.
The sun and the wind and rain bring everything we need. Father, fly above, Mother, peace on
Amen.